That was the news that broke right after we got off the air on Friday, if you want to call it news. The Suns planning on working out Bronny James,
that's
the
news.
son of LeBron James.
What would you call it?
Well, it's adjacent to news.
Jeez. No, I think Bronny working out for the Suns is news. It's what's adjacent to that that's interesting.
If anything. And started thinking about this over the weekend, and man, did this get a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of thoughts on Bronny James' future as an NBA player. Bronny said himself during the NBA draft scouting combine that he hasn't given any thought to playing with his dad, but hey, he's brought it up a couple times. So the Suns are, and you heard Shams say it there. They are in possession of one draft pick right now, their own pick, 22nd overall in the first round. They don't have a second-round pick. Bronny James is not a first-round prospect, probably not a draft prospect, all things considered.
Yes.
So what are you doing if you're the Suns and you're bringing him in for a workout? Now, you could look at this logically and responsibly and saying this is a front office doing diligence on a player that might be in their plans in the future as an undrafted free agent, maybe just to get an idea of what he's all about sometime down the road. Rich Paul, who's the agent for Bronny James, says we're not signing a two-way deal. That's not happening. So you can kind of just mark that off.
Yeah.
So then your mind goes to, are the Suns kicking the tires on making this LeBron and Bronny? This is the location on where they should go.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, that's the connection. What else would you would draw from this? If you're a basketball team and you draft Bronny James when you know he's not worth the draft pick you're spending on him, why are you doing it? You're doing it for one of two reasons. In Phoenix, it means you're James Jones and you're doing LeBron James another favor, or you're actually going to attempt to try to bring LeBron James to Phoenix. Now, there are a lot of people who immediately go to the that's never gonna happen card, and I would agree with you in 99 out of 100 times LeBron James. LeBron James coming to Phoenix, that's never gonna happen. I get that. But in the situation of Bronny James, if LeBron James is truthful that the last thing he wants in his basketball career is his chance to play meaningful minutes with the Phoenix Suns, you wonder if LeBron James and Rich Paul haven't done the math and said to themselves, I don't know if we can pull that off in a market like Los Angeles, in a franchise with the history like the Lakers, to force them to give this kid playing time when he doesn't deserve it just to pacify one of the game's all-time greatest. Now, look, it's a stretch, but the fact that you're going to work him out is a statement of intent on some level. Because Bronny made it very, very clear he's not going on many visits. Phoenix is one of them.
Yeah, I think that's like 2 visits he has planned. I'll say this:
due diligence. You don't bring in a guy like Bronny James if you're doing due diligence for the future.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I'm just going over all the possibilities.
All right.
Let's just say this. It would be absolutely reckless, irresponsible, and derelict for any team to use a first-round draft pick on Bronny James. And if you're going down the road of giving him meaningful minutes to play with, I envision this as this is going to happen somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be LeBron James playing with his son. It's going to be LeBron James wearing the same uniform as his son and traveling with his son, because Bronny James can't play in the NBA.
And that is why the Phoenix option, I am not discounting it, because I think the Suns are in a position right now where to get LeBron James, they would promise LeBron X amount of minutes for Bronny. I think that would happen here.
A team that has not given a rookie a minute of playing time in the last 4 years, basically.
If it gets you LeBron James.
Look, we've pointed out in the past, but they've put Zoran Dragic on the roster.
Yeah. Thanasis in Milwaukee.
Of course.
Right. There are cases of this happening. But it is such an indulgence to LeBron James that, I mean, it's one thing to bring in a guy to make one of your stars happy. It's another thing to go the college route of hiring his dad and putting him on your coaching staff.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, the Zoran Dragic example, Zoran Dragic was a national team member for Slovenia, who is as an up-and-coming, they won Eurobasket a couple years ago. Thanasis Antetokounmpo is a physical freak, just like his brother. He's not a very good player, but apparently he's a great teammate. Bronny James has no business being drafted by an NBA team. I'm sorry.
That's right. So the fact that the Suns are bringing him in without a second-round draft pick is quite a statement from this team. That's my point. So they have made a big declaration one way or another. Now here's the other thing to consider. If you're LeBron James and you know that you're going to take some crap if the Lakers go and draft Bronny James, okay? Because people are going to, oh, come on, really? If you're LeBron James and you know that the best way you can limit that is by creating this idea elsewhere that this kid has value. And it could very well be possible that James Jones, who once gifted Tyson Chandler to LeBron, who is very tight with LeBron, is just doing him yet another solid.
Yes.
In terms of, we'll bring him in, we'll talk good about him, we'll, through our back channels, tell everybody what a good-looking prospect he is. We'll take all this rough edge off the story for you. We'll do that for you, LeBron. It's a possibility.
Yeah, for this to be a possibility in Phoenix, though, we're going to circle back around to this a few times today. LeBron James would have to walk away from $51 million.
Now, that's the thing. Now, does anyone see him do it? Of course I don't. Nobody does. But if he's honest about his son and playing with his son, I don't know if the calculus works in Los Angeles. I don't know that any self-respecting organization without a huge backdrop of desperation would go for something like this. Unfortunately, I think that desperation is very alive in Phoenix.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.